Today on the podcast, we are going to talk about some email marketing strategies because I think that email marketing is something that you really need to put some time and energy into as a marketing strategy for 2021. Hey, welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jen Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
Gonna dream it big, 'cause someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, 'cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Hey there, my fabulous listener. Welcome to episode 105 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. I am, of course, the host, Jen Donovan. I can get my name right. I am the host, Jen Donovan, and I just want to wish you a happy new year. This is my first ep for 2021, and I have officially been doing this for 2 years now. But I have to say, I'm not quite as well rested as I would have liked. In fact, I'm a little bit exhausted, if I'm totally honest with you. Between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, I actually hosted 5 parties in 7 days. So it wasn't quite the relaxing time I would have hoped for. Of course, some of those celebrations were, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, Christmas, and my eldest son's 21st. So I don't know who has babies between Christmas and New Year. But anyway, I had a really big one. I hope that you had a really great time between Christmas and New Year, perhaps a slower December, perhaps a slower January, but whatever you do, I hope you make time for you. 2021 probably hasn't been quite the start that some small business owners had hoped for. It wasn't quite the promised land that we all thought it was going to be. And for myself, I live on the border of New South and Victoria, so we've had to go through border closures yet again. And I have seen yet again small businesses just totally decimated by these border closures and mass exodus of tourists around our area, which are really the lifeblood of our towns during this December-January period. So it's really hard to watch some of my clients and some of my best friends go through this. Of course, I am helping out as much as I possibly can with their marketing, but if perhaps like them, you didn't get the start to 2021 that you wanted, I just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about you, and and if you need some help or if you need to reach out to anyone, please feel free to come into the community, Like-Minded Business Owners on Facebook. It's such an amazing community in there. Shout out to everyone in that community. It's so beautiful. Everyone's so helpful. And so if you need some help, some assistance, if you need a shoulder, if you need to banter, if you need to brainstorm some ideas for your business coming into 2021, I would more than welcome you into the Like-Minded Business Owners, as would all the 700 odd members that are there at the moment. But let's get into it, because as business owners, I think we need to look for the lessons in business. And I think 2021 either taught us or tried to teach us quite a few. And for me, I must say there were a heap. There was a heap as a business owner, but there was also a heap as a business coach as well. And one of those big lessons, if you chose to see it, was having a business that only had one income stream or one strategy for marketing, which was often social media, Facebook, Instagram, or one or the other. Businesses who either had these things, so only one income stream, or perhaps just using social media as a marketing strategy, came a little bit unstuck as the world sort of shifted around us, and what our clients or our customers actually wanted actually changed before our very eyes. And in fact, just on that, I would really encourage you to take some time. Perhaps January is a little bit like me, where I sit down and I do some planning for the next 10 months or so. And I would really encourage you to take some time to talk to your customers or survey your customers, or really just listen to what your customers or clients are actually telling you at the moment. See if it's different to what it's been, what they want want from you is different, or perhaps it's even different to what you think it is. I get really sad when I see business owners only using social media for their marketing. Back 8 or 10 years ago, that may have worked, but now being at the mercy of a platform that you have little, or let's face it, basically no control over, can really ruin a business overnight. And I could actually sit here and fill probably a whole podcast episode of maybe an hour or two of clients and acquaintances and audience members' stories of just this, having a business one day, social media gone, no business the next. It really is a reality of relying on a platform that you have no control over, and really not thinking what would happen if social media disappeared tomorrow. If you've been in my audience or you've listened to podcasts in the past, I ask this question quite a bit. If social media disappeared tomorrow, would you still have a business? Would you still be able to communicate with your customers? So in January, probably throughout the year as well, I'm going to be on this little crusade to help you see the power of email marketing. It's the number one marketing strategy I think you need for 2021. It's probably not the only one, obviously, but it's definitely one of the marketing strategies you should be implementing inside your business. I think last year sort of showed us that, people could literally leave social media in droves, and that would make us not be able to communicate with our ideal clients. So I think we need to have these other ways of being able to communicate with our clients. The stats as far as email marketing are really quite undeniable, and the methodology is really quite simple. Well, it will be once I finish my crusade of telling you all about email marketing. But I don't want to bury you with all the statistics. I just want to get into it. I want to show you how to use email marketing as a strategy in your business. And like I said, this is going to probably be a part of a series of podcasts over the coming weeks. But this week we're going to start from the start, because we should always start from the start, right? Because to be able to do email marketing, you actually need an email list. A list of people who know, like, and trust you enough to say, yes, here's my email address, and I basically give you permission to email me. I'll admit it used to be easy, and it's not so much, because you might get an email address, but do you actually get the email address that that person reads? Because I'm not sure about you, but I definitely have that email address that I give to people who want an email address, but I really don't want to give them an email address. And so they get that email. And I in conversations with people, I think a lot of people have that email address that they give out but rarely read. So not only do we want to get a email address or an email address, we want to get the email address that will have them open and actually read what we're sending. I actually did a little blog a little while ago about getting your emails opened and read. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. But basically, if you just go to socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/blog, you will see the 14 tips to get your emails read and opened there. Or, of course, you can head to the show notes at socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/podcast and look for episode 105, which is this one here. And of course, you will get that link there as well. So where do you start with your email list? Well, you need an offer. You need that carrot, something that the person needs or wants, and wants it or needs it enough to exchange for their email address. Not any email address, but the actual email address they will read. And commonly, this carrot or this offer is called a lead magnet. A lead magnet should be a piece of free content, but someone would be willing to pay for it. So if you did put a price tag of $27 or $7 or $19, people would actually be willing to pay for this, because that's how good it needs to be. But this is the piece of content that we do actually offer for free. The lead magnet should also be solving your clients or your customers' biggest challenges, their biggest problems, or their biggest roadblocks. If it doesn't do this, then it's hard for people to justify giving you the email address they actually open and read. Of course, if it does do this, then people will download it in droves. Many retailers use like the 20% off your first order voucher as their lead magnet, which is really great. So basically you go to their website, a little pop-up comes and says, if you subscribe to our email list, we'll give you 20% off your first order, which is really great because it often will get opened and used right there and then, because people are like, well, I was going to buy it anyway, so now I get 20% off it. And so it's a really good strategy to use, but it's kind of a strategy that I think, well, could we do better? Could we do more? And like I said, that sort of relates to retailers as such. And as some of you may know, after my days in law, so I spent my first 17 odd years in law and then went into retail with my bestie. And we actually had a kitchen shop. It was called the Kitchenware Queens. And sometimes I miss that shop. Or maybe I just miss working with my bestie, Jojo, every day. A lead magnet for that business, besides that 20% off your first order thing, really took some time and effort to get to. And my mentor at the time was a huge help. The lead magnets that we actually came out with for the Kitchenware Queens were recipe books. We used to print about 500 copies of these recipe books, and we do them as a giveaway if you purchased over a certain amount of money. And then once all those copies were gone, it was something that people could download from our website. Of course, once they subscribed to the email list, once they subscribed to get that download. And we also did an ebook all about choosing the right cookware for them. So the person who was downloading it was about choosing the right cookware for them. Because for me, both thinking of meals to cook every day and choosing the right cookware, because there's so much to choose from out there, were two challenges or problems we consistently heard from our customers. So it took us time to sort of, think about those common questions that we kept being asked, and then we did the lead magnet to try and solve those problems. And again, we didn't come up with these ideas in 5 minutes. It did take some time, and it did, of course, take some listening and thinking and brainstorming as well. So if you're struggling with an idea for a really good lead magnet, think about the most frequently asked questions you get from your clients. What are they? What are the most frequently asked questions you get from your clients? Or what do you see coming up on social media time and time again? Maybe in Facebook groups, for instance, but they're still your ideal client, but you constantly see these questions. These are little pieces of gold that you really need to start concentrating on and thinking about as a marketer, because they are the pieces of gold you can create your free piece of content around, or your free lead magnet. In my social media and marketing business, so, Social Media and Marketing Australia, my 108 social media content creation ideas is hands down the best lead magnet I have created. Small business owners are always stuck for ideas on what to post on social media. They get writer's block or poster's block, as it were. So when I brainstormed some ideas, actually for a presentation that I was doing live on stage, and this was quite some time ago, I came up with 38 ideas for content creation. And when I did the presentation, I went through them one by one. It was kind of like, just kept flicking my flicker, and more words came up onto the screen. So when I did that presentation and got to that slide, almost everyone in the room stood up, got their phones out and took a screenshot of that slide. It was one of those moments when I was on the stage that I just automatically had this thought of, I need to make this a lead magnet. I think there was 200 people in the room. They stood up with their phones, took a photo of the big screen. I knew then that was one of the biggest problems that my clients and my ideal customers had. So I went home and I brainstormed some more, and I actually got to 108. So as it exists, of 108 social media content creation ideas, and I put it into a downloadable document and just put it out there. And that one lead magnet has been downloaded probably about 5,000 or 6,000 times last time I looked. And if you don't have it, it still is available at www.108social.com.au. And 108 is numerals, not letters. So 108social.com.au. However, it is undergoing a facelift in 2021, and I don't think it will always be free. So if you haven't got it, you might like to go and download it while it's still free. But a lead magnet doesn't have to be a PDF document to download. There are so many ways you can create a lead magnet. In fact, I have a little sheet for you if you're interested. It's got 69 of them. So 69 irresistible lead magnet ideas. And funnily enough, you don't actually have to give your email address to get it. You just need to click the link and it will come up. So if you want 69 irresistible lead magnet ideas, then go to socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/magnet ideas and you will find it there. Of course, the link is in the show notes as well. But there are just so many ideas out there. And I just to sort of go through a few of the 69, you could do a checklist or a cheat sheet, or you can do a calculator generator, or you could do a tutorial or an ebook, or you can do an infographic or a webinar. You can sell tickets to a free event that you might be doing, or a course that you might be doing. You could have a replay or a recording of something that you've already done. That's, perhaps you've got something in the vault in the library already. You can do a giveaway or a survey or a quiz or a challenge. Everyone loves a challenge. You could, have a Facebook group that they can join if they, join your email list. You can do free trials or coupons or case studies or lots and lots and lots of things. So there's just a few of the lead magnet ideas that are in that 69 irresistible lead magnet ideas PDF that you can go to. I've used email marketing successfully in all my businesses. When you look at the life cycle of your customer, so we attract customers, we nurture customers, we sell to those customers when they are ready to buy, and then we ascend them. So ascend them is basically trying to make them into a super fan or a referral partner who, and not a referral partner in a technical way, but maybe they just refer business to you or tell other people about the amazing things that they do with you. So that's kind of that life cycle of the customer, attracting them, nurturing them, selling to them when they are ready, and then ascending them. And you can really see how email marketing can play a big role in attracting new business, but also nurturing your existing customers until they are ready to buy again. Nurturing your existing customers until they're ready to buy again is another pitfall that I see so many business owners get into. They are so focused on new clients, new lead, that they forget to nurture the customers who already know, like, and trust them, who have already spent money with them. So email marketing is another really great way to do that. And I found it really funny just at Christmas time, actually, I have a particular person on my email list who was a past client from a couple of years ago. And obviously, I don't know everyone on my email list, or I do know everyone on my email list, but I don't know that they're still there. I don't check people who unsubscribe to my email list. But I got a message out of the blue to say, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for, all your wisdom and all the things that you've helped me with via your podcast and your emails this year. Can't wait to catch up with you in 2021. This person I haven't heard from in 18 months, but they're still on my list. I'm still nurturing them until they are ready to buy again. And that's the power of an email list. All right, so we've talked a little bit about, or a lot about, creating a lead magnet and that idea. Again, it needs to be the thing that is going to solve your clients or one of your clients' biggest problems, biggest challenges, or biggest roadblocks. If you can do that, then I promise you that it will become something that will bring in quality leads. Quality leads is what we want rather than quantity, of course. Next week on the podcast, we'll talk a little deeper about using email marketing to nurture your list, like we were talking about before, because a lead magnet, like we've been chatting about today, tends to sit at the top of any attraction model. So it tends to sit at the top of the funnel because sometimes it's the first thing people interact with as far as your business goes, because you are solving one of their challenges and they see it and they're like, oh yes, I need that for sure. I've worked with businesses, I've owned businesses, and I've worked with clients and seen time and time again, hand on heart, that more sales come from email marketing than do from organic social media. Full stop. Period. No debating that whatsoever. So I really want you to embrace email marketing, so much so that I want to help you if you will let me. But not with a course. Not with a self-paced, download this lesson, do the workbook. No, I want to help you, and I want to, literally help you with your email marketing at the start of 2021. So I've decided in February to put together a 6-week mastermind training on email marketing. Each week for 6 weeks, we'll get together on a live group call, a small group because numbers will be limited, and we'll go through each of the steps needed to create your email list, engage your email list, and nurture your email list. You'll get your lead magnet done. You'll implement all the tech and have the sales funnels ready to go. We'll plan out and start using your welcome email sequence, because that is a massive part of the nurturing of new leads and that come onto your email list. And we'll also put together a strategy and plan for ongoing list building and nurturing of your list, because again, we just don't want to have our email list only talking to the new people. We want to nurture the people that are already on there until they're ready to buy, or until they're ready to buy again. And we'll do all of this with me holding your hand and guiding you through. So if email marketing is something you've had on the to-do list for a while now, and I know there is a lot of you out there because I see it in Facebook groups, I see it come through on my emails and in conversation with small business owners, then this is your opportunity to get it done and dusted, implemented and churned out with quality leads coming in the first half of 2021. We'll of course have a private Facebook group, as well as do Zoom calls, as well as have one-to-one private coaching, all within that 6 weeks, because I don't want you getting stuck anywhere. I want you to get this all done. So if you're interested, and places will be limited, then I'd really love you to head to my website, but I've got a bit link, so it's a little bit easier to remember. So it's bit.ly/email mastermind. I don't know why those words didn't come out very clear. So bit.ly/email mastermind, bit.ly email mastermind. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit fuddled with giving that that link out. I think my computer's blinking at me and it's causing me to look at the blinking rather than the word that I'm trying to do. Again, I would really love to help you with email marketing. I know from Facebook groups and talking to customers and listening to you all that email marketing is something that most of you are having trouble getting your head around, especially the tech and what you would actually say in these emails. But of course, I know it's so powerful and I love it. So I'd love to have the opportunity to help you and work through it with you. All right, that is all for episode 105 and the first step for 2021. I will be back with 106 next Thursday, and we will be diving a little bit deeper into the nurture sequences and the nurturing you can do through email marketing. So I look forward to chatting with you a little bit more about email marketing then. Of course, in the meantime, you are more than welcome to pop into the Facebook group Like-Minded Business Owners and chat email marketing there as well. I wish you all a very fabulous week. If you're enjoying this podcast, I would love you to hit that subscribe button and maybe share this podcast with another superstar business owner who's doing that daily grind, who would really appreciate someone else making their business life simpler. And if you have time for a rating and a review, I would love that so much too. But I'll see you next week, next Thursday. But whatever you do, my small business peep, remember, as my opening song says, there is no point in dreaming small.
small.